Well, the deadline is here, and the Trump administration continues to press forward in rolling back the Obama-era program for these young undocumented immigrants. Now the program will begin to end on March 5th. Gabriel Velasquez, chairman of the Cesar Chavez March for Justice group, is here with us today. Gabriel, thanks for joining us. Now, well, the deadline is here. What's next for all these dreamers?
Well, we think that the best thing for the dreamers to begin doing is lobbying, to get involved in this political process. We know what's happened. We know the ACLU and others are proposing lawsuits or setting lawsuits in order to get extensions and things like that. But ultimately, we want to believe that these two parties can come together to formulate some legislation that doesn't extend DACA, but takes the DACA recipients and gives them a legal pathway to citizenship. So in terms of what we've been hoping for in a comprehensive immigration reform, that this somehow helps us create the first leg in what becomes a way that the immigrant population in the United States finds citizenship.
Yeah. So do you worry about House Speaker Paul Ryan's pledge not to move on this bill if he doesn't get enough votes from the Republicans?
You know, honestly, I worry more about the Democrats and their need to be the winner here. I think that the Republicans had come out real strong, believing that there needed to be a humane solution for the DACA kids. Now, that may be a flip for what we would expect to hear, but we also have to put it in the context of the greater political reality. We also know that our previous president had the largest record of deportations of any American president in the history of the United States. So rather than pick one side or pick the other side or listen too much about what either one is saying, we know that they have to come to the table and that they have to leave with a way that is going to end up with citizenship for these that are the best of the immigrant population in the United States.
So why do you think that we don't see big protests here in San Antonio like we see in other big cities?
San Antonio is an old city, and one of the things that we've been dealing with for centuries has been immigration. And there's a brutal past that we all can remember, and many of us come from families that existed in the shadows, and many of us are products of having been born in the United States. I think we're very skilled in how to survive, and San Antonio is a city that has seen the proof. So while we know that legislators and the government play a strong role in us becoming citizens, we also know that we've had to fight to be here. And we've had to do what we've had to do to prove to this country that we belong here. And we don't necessarily consider ourselves immigrants. We more consider ourselves part of the migration phenomenon in North America. So, you know, I don't want to sound crazy, but we believe that as long as America will be alive, there will be brown faces one way or another.
Okay, well, there's a lot more to be discussed on this issue. I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more, and hope to have you back to give us your thoughts on where it's going and how it's developing.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Gabriel.
Yes.